I love music, and my favorite thing about it is how it affects every person differently through the different seasons of their life. So I came up with an idea. Make a playlist of your life, chronicling your childhood, your dreams, your fears, your loves, your heartbreaks. Essentially, select the music you can't imagine your life without. The soundtrack of your existence. The music that made you. Kicking off this series, we have one of my best friends, actress and YouTuber extraordinaire, Asia Jackson. I interviewed her in my favorite little cafe matcha box, which I'm so sad is actually closed now, but you can still buy their delicious matcha at matchasource.com.
My girl, we're here. Wow, this is the first episode.
It is the first episode, and I'm the first person
You're the
here.
first person. That's a lot of pressure.
I do this all the time.
Oh, it's not a lot of pressure. You just
really
don't care about this.
Big of a deal.
Okay,
so.
I got it. This doesn't matter to her. You made your playlist of the soundtrack of your entire life. What was that like? You know, like compiling all this. Like, I mean, that's kind of a hard question to ask somebody, but you know, you made 294 songs, so yeah, it wasn't that hard, I guess.
So I originally thought it was going to be really difficult to get enough songs, and then once I started, I was like, I can't stop, and I won't stop. So yeah, I went down memory lane. It was a really awesome experience.
Good.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be something like that.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend everyone trying to do that actually, because it was really fun.
Well, I guess let's get into Established in 1994, the title of your playlist. First song here. That is quite a way to start a playlist.
Yeah, so
I need some context.
Yeah. So I just thought that would be a really cool way to start the playlist because, you know, it's the beginning of every Star Wars film, but also it was for a specific reason. So my dad is a huge Star Wars fan. Like, he is probably Star Wars' like biggest fan.
All right.
So it was the whole Star Wars series was like a really huge part of my childhood. We were watching it all the time. But also, ironically, Star Wars: A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie, came out on May 25th, 1977, and ironically, May 25th is my birthday, so...
What? Look at that. Well, leads into my next question. May 25th, 1984, where was Asia Jackson, the baby, born?
I was born in Moreno Valley, California.
Where is that?
In California.
Where in California? That's like Northern California,
Yeah,
right?
it's like, well, it's north of here.
You don't really recall anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we moved to Colorado.
Hey! From Colorado, cool. Yeah. And then how long did you say, like, what age did you stay in Colorado?
I was probably 1 through 4 in Colorado.
Cool. Do you have any, like, musical memory from that time in your life? Okay.
Because my parents bought a house, well, they bought land and then they built a house there. And so my dad made sure to put like a huge basement so he could put his home theater in it.
Oh man!
And so like every single
Colorado's basements.
Yeah. So every single week, my parents would have people over and they would do karaoke.
Oh, that's a dream!
That's the thing that you do, you know, when you have a big basement.
That's a dream.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting into some like Whitney Houston, Greatest Love of All. Let's just give it a moment. Karaoke this? Was this like from that time?
That was their favorite song. That was their favorite song.
This is
and they did it duet style. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you partake?
I was 2,
so you did.
Yeah.
I knew
how to speak English.
Okay. Do you remember like what the first song you ever really loved was? Which is kind of hard because I don't want it to be like Britney Spears, Rainbow and Thomas, but like, you know, like if I'm thinking about when I was a child, like the first song that I really felt like I knew before I was born was like Stevie Wonder. I don't know. It just feels like it was so present when I was like you could really formulate thoughts. Like what songs or like artists do you remember in that kind of phase of your life?
So I definitely remember the song called Sana'y Wala Nang Wakas because that is also...
So we got that?
No, it's right at the beginning.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a Filipino
Because
artist.
my mother sang it in karaoke every week. And it's called OPM. That's the genre, original Filipino music. And so OPM is like straight ballads, like power ballads.
Wow.
So they're like belting. Like this is the Philippines' favorite genre. Like
I love it.
Just ballads.
It's so extra.
Yeah, they're so dramatic, but I love it.
Bop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And my mom would
90s Filipino music goes hard.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You're like 5, 6, the age of Britney.
Yes.
You know, because I see Baby One More Time here, which like, oh no, you drive me crazy.
Yeah. So
you're kind of like a more
you drive me.
Like, Baby One More Time is mainstream. You're like you drive me crazy kind of girl.
Well, I first found out about Britney Spears from You Drive Me Crazy, from the music video
that
they played on
she
Tierra.
Had they
were dancing like the club.
Oh.
And she was like carrying the drinks, like she was.
I am thinking of Baby One More Time video when she's in a different scene. Got it. Okay. Oops. And I'm a Britney stan.
Yeah, so that's a little disappointing.
Icemaker don't like that either.
Britney was that girl.
Britney was that girl.
She was that girl.
I changed my favorite color to be Britney's favorite color. My favorite color was pink, and I changed it to baby blue because Britney's favorite color was baby blue. And who even knows if it was really her favorite color? It was just from like some stupid book I got from like a bookstore in the mall.
Yeah, like those, you remember like J14 or like whatever it was.
Man, so like I know for me, Britney influenced every part of my life. Was she that for you? Because there's also Christina, you know?
So my brother was Team Christina. He voted.
I feel like guys are Team Christina. Yeah.
He voted for her on TRL every single day. I was a Britney girl, so there was kind of that, you know, that clash in family.
Wow.
Who was better, you know? But I was a Britney girl. When we moved from Virginia to Montana, we drove in a car. So it was a whole road trip. Like we were traveling for like a week, and we would only listen to my dad's music, and he's like stuck in the 80s. So we were listening to 80s and like 90s music the whole time.
Wow. And were you down, or did you eventually just like get into it by force?
Well, I personally love 80s music. There was a period of time in my life where I was like, I don't want to listen to this anymore, but
yeah, we've got Duran Duran.
There's a lot of Duran Duran, Elton John. This song right up here. Where did it go? What's the Time, Mr. Wolf? That was from.
I haven't heard this.
It's from one of my dad's favorite movies.
The Time, Mr. What movie is it?
Once We're Warriors, and it's set in New Zealand. It's about the Maori people.
New Zealand, great.
New Zealand, yeah.
Fun fact, you live to talk an Australian accent.
I do, yeah.
Not New Zealand. Were you a fan of Spice World?
I was their biggest fan.
Spice World.
Spice World.
Okay, thank you.
I watched it every day.
I think about it almost every day.
I watch it every day. I had a Spice Girls lunchbox. I had a Spice Girls journal, folders, notebooks.
What's your favorite? Can I guess first?
Yeah.
I want to initially say Sporty, but I think you were a victim to Baby Spice as well.
A lot of people say that Baby Spice, they would think that Baby Spice is my favorite, but mine was actually, oh my gosh, what was her, Victoria Beckham?
Posh!
Posh was my favorite.
What a chic child. I don't think I was advanced enough to understand like how chic that Posh was. I just was like, she's mean and wears black.
Honestly, I just loved her line in Spice where she was like, a little Gucci dress.
A little Gucci dress, a little Gucci dress. Or like what you say, blah, blah, blah. Something like that. What was it? Oh man, so many iconic lines.
I love that movie.
A little Gucci dress, a little Gucci dress. Dude, to this day, this song gets me in my feelings. And then when they were in it and they're like,
yeah,
oh, so good. That movie was all over the place.
Oh yeah, there was an alien.
Well, sing it, girl. Sing the lyrics. Is she a stan? I think not.
I know the chorus.
So this is kind of a deep question. What was your self-image as a child? You know, your dad's black, your mom's Filipino. I know for me, like, I loved the Spice Girls. I loved Britney Spears. I loved all these non-black female singers, and I wanted to be them so bad. I wanted to be blonde. I wanted that, like, and that really affected the way that I listened to my music and, like, fell into the world of Britney and Spice Girls and all of them. You know, like, even though they're Scary Spice, I loved Baby Spice because I wanted to be blonde and wear pink, you know? Like, did you kind of go through something similar like that, and did it reflect in, like, what you gravitated towards?
I did, but not during this time.
Really?
Honestly, like, when I was, like, little, like, younger than 10 years old, it didn't really affect me that way. I grew up in a multiracial family, and so I knew that my parents looked different, but I didn't really understand what that meant.
Yeah.
I didn't really see color back then, so I knew that Britney looked different from me, but I didn't know that it would affect me in a positive or negative way.
Really interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't really notice any of that until I, like, got a little bit older.
That's really fascinating. I feel like I caught on to it at a very young age, which is odd, but or maybe it's not, who knows. Well, here it is.
Here it is.
Cooch Cooch Hota Hai.
Hey.
Okay, so this is your favorite Bollywood movie, right? Or what happened?
All time.
And how old were you when you discovered
7.
this? How did you even find this at that age?
My dad loved Bollywood movies, and he played this one, and I was like, this is my favorite movie, Dad. It's such a good, I think,
Wow.
I love Bollywood films. I think Bollywood and the French tell the best love stories.
I haven't watched a Bollywood movie. You've been telling me to watch one.
This one is the first
it's
one.
on Netflix, right?
I think it is.
Okay.
It's beautiful and tragic at the same time.
My favorite things are.
It's fun. It's funny. There's music. You want to dance throughout the
Is it
whole
like,
movie.
I mean, this is a terrible example, High School Musical-esque? I'm gonna scratch that back.
I mean, it's like
Is
a
it
musical.
like a musical? Why the basis is to be High School Musical? I don't know.
This is my favorite part, the dance that they do. They literally do that. It's my favorite part. I love that. So the main actor of this movie, his name is Shah Rukh Khan, and he's like one of the biggest actors in the world that, like, no one knows about.
Wow.
But I had the biggest crush on him when I was like 7 years old. I loved him so much.
What a woke child, a Bollywood star celebrity crush, you know? Like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who?
I really do think that was my first crush.
Wow.
Was Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah.
The power, the influence.
The power of Bollywood.
The power
honestly.
of a singing man. Oh, okay, so there's a few, are these Filipino songs?
No, those are all Bollywood songs.
More. You really fell into that.
I loved Bollywood.
Wow.
I did, and these are
And where were you living again?
Montana.
Living in Montana, loving some Bollywood.
Loving some Bollywood, and I was the only one of my friends.
I was like,
I'm pretty sure I'm still the only of my friends that watched Bollywood. I was 7 years old, living in Great Falls, Montana, singing Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
This is a change. This is a bit of a shift.
Fresh is our turn, baby.
Is this in Montana?
Gucci suits. It was in Montana.
The music coming out of your room.
Can't pay my rent, cause all my money's spent. The worst lyrics for a 7-year-old to listen to. Can't pay my rent cause all my money's spent.
Yeah, that's stuff you want to keep in your head.
Yeah, as a child.
Brain that in your subconscious, really dig it in.
So here's a story behind that. That was my brother's like favorite song.
I was gonna guess. Okay, and what's the age difference between you and your brother?
We're 8 years apart, so he was in high school.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so I feel like everyone kind of went through this, but he had like a rocker phase when we were living in Virginia, and then when he also had like a G-Dog phase, but it's when we were living in Great Falls, Montana, in a very white city, and this was his favorite song.
Naturally.
And my brother is full Filipino. He's my half brother, so you have this Asian boy in Great Falls, Montana,
Oh, man,
listening to Still Fly.
Everyone loved that. Look at this. We're in Beyonce.
Certified quality.
Baby boy, this music video, this is like when I was watching the most TRL of my life. Like I just remember her like going down, you know?
Iconic.
Where are we at now?
We're in Fusashi, Japan.
You moved to Japan. Okay, so at age
I moved there when I was 8.
8, and you, how long did you stay in Japan? Oh, you were there for like
a year. So I was there until I was like 9.
So where did this come? Like, did you still watch the same? Like, did you still watch TRL? How did that?
No.
work?
So here's the situation with all of these Beyonce songs. When we lived in Japan, there was only Japanese radio, and my dad didn't really like listening to Japanese radio because it was all in Japanese. Like even like the morning show was in Japanese, obviously, because we're living in a different country. So literally the whole entire year that we lived there, we were listening to this one Beyonce album, Dangerously in Love, just this album, plus In the Club by 50 Cent, and this song, Easy Breezy. That's all we listened to the entire year we were there.
Like, did you have the? Oh man, this.
It's your birthday. We go party like it's your birthday. Yeah, and this one, my dad.
Easy Breezy. Tada.
So this song was the only song that my dad heard when he accidentally switched the radio to Japanese radio. This was the song that he
The
heard.
one song that slipped in.
That's the one song that slipped through, and he loved it so much that he downloaded it. Just that one song. Just that one.
He said, "I'll let this one."
And you have to listen to it.
Okay.
I'm not
Easy Breezy by Utada.
Yeah, I don't know the lyrics, so I don't know if it's like, it sounds problematic, but I don't know the context of the song.
So,
but this
do not judge Asia for this.
This woman is Japanese. You just have to listen to the chorus.
The fact this is what. This is the one your dad shows.
You're easy breezy and I'm Japanesey.
That really was said, huh?
Yeah. And he's like, I love this song.
I can't believe. I just imagine this in the car and he's like, ah. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So is this? Are we? Okay. Where is the love? We're in the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah. So Where is the
in-
Love? I've actually listened to that in Japan, but then that was like a transitional song because I listened to it in both Japan and when we lived in the Philippines. So it was like a transitional.
I feel like it's a good moody song for that kind of phase. Yeah. How did you feel through all moving? You know what I mean? Like being displaced all the time, making friends. Was that? I'm sure it was kind of hard.
Well, I was a really shy kid, like a very shy kid, so it was kind of difficult to make friends, but also really easy to make friends. I don't know, I feel like living on a military base, everyone kind of just understands, like, hey, we're new here, let's be friends. Yeah, so I feel like that was kind of the culture whenever a new kid showed up in school. So the APL song, that was,
I don't think I've heard this one.
it's in Filipino.
Because
Apple the app is Filipino. He's black and Filipino like me. I know.
Is that why you were drawn to it?
Yeah.
The power of seeing.
Power of representation.
Wow, it really isn't.
Listen up, y'all.
Breathe.
Kichinadal.
And so after Japan, you moved to the Philippines?
Yes.
And how long were you there?
A year.
Wow. Man, seeing the world.
Well, we should play this song because that's.
Huwag mong sasabihin.
Wag na wag mong sasabihin.
Ooh, I like this. It kind of reminds me of like Michelle Branch.
Yeah, kind of.
And this is your first concert?
It was my first concert.
Wow.
I lived in, not the capital of the Philippines is Manila. I lived up in the mountains in Baguio City, 'cause that's where my mom's family is from. And she toured to Baguio City at like a college, and I was like, Kichi Nadal is in Baguio City. I have to go,
Okay,
Mom.
so give us, is she like what musician in the US is she like over there?
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of difficult because she was pretty big, but she wasn't like the biggest star over there. Because she was kind of like alternative, not really mainstream.
Like you have like an Avril Lavigne?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that would be a good.
Less emo, but
Yeah.
How was that concert? Because I feel you haven't. What was the concert after that? Because I feel like you haven't been to a concert.
I think that was my first and only concert. If I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure that's my first and only.
Wow. Okay, Jesus Walks, Kanye West.
Yeah, so that's the first Kanye song that I ever heard.
You were in the Philippines?
Yeah, I was in the Philippines. I think we were watching like the BET Awards or something, and he was performing that song.
Watching the BET Awards in the Philippines.
Yeah.
What an image.
We had no idea who he was. In fact, we were pronouncing his name incorrectly. We were like, who's this Kanye West?
Kanye West.
Kanye West, because we just didn't know.
Sugar Kanye West. I was shook as a child. I was like, this is important.
And the visuals of that performance were so, I was like,
I love the performance. Move to Houston. Philippines to Houston. I'm guessing your music stuff changed a lot.
Yes. So here's the thing. Mike Jones is from Houston. And so Mike Jones, Slim Thug, and Paul Wall are all from Houston.
Oh, iconic.
So I lived there during the peak of like Houston music. So I was listening to all of this stuff. I was like kind of made fun of.
Really?
When I first moved there, because I wasn't listening to hip hop. Like this wasn't really, I wasn't exposed
so
to
people
hip hop.
So you, how old were you again?
I was like 10 or 11.
Okay.
Oh, I was 11.
Yeah.
I was 11.
This was a force. This was a force.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. Were you into the whole Harajuku girls thing? Because or were you like, I was in Japan, like this is just, Gwen doesn't know what she's talking about, or were you like so into it?
No, I was like super into
Wow,
it.
because that timing is pretty perfect because you just left and you got all your Japan goodies like,
yeah, thank you, this is authentic, thanks so much.
like all you fake fans can step aside.
No, yeah, she had the Harajuku line. What was it?
Yeah, she had a whole thing.
Yeah,
I feel like it was like makeup.
Yeah, I bought the pencil cases, the makeup bags,
yeah.
the purses. I had all of that.
Oh my gosh, the Pussycat dolls.
Yes.
What do I even start? I'm gonna do this one. Oh,
this is the first song I heard of them.
So good. I heard the music video. I thought they were just perfect. Like I literally thought they were like, I thought Nicole Scherzinger was like the optimum female form.
I loved her because she was Filipino and she kind of looked like me. Yeah. Well, she's part Filipino, like me. So I was like, I love Nicole Scherzinger.
Oh my gosh. You were in Houston for girls.
I think this was the time I got into LimeWire.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh wow, middle school. Yeah, because that's the age of MySpace. Did you have a MySpace?
I did have a MySpace.
Did your parents know about it?
Yeah.
Oh.
They honestly didn't really care what I did on the internet.
Oh.
They really didn't care because that's when I was 11, I taught myself how to code. So I was creating websites when I was 11, and they thought that was great. I was learning something, it's a skill, and so they really didn't care what I was doing on the internet.
Which is so crazy now, because that probably set up like the foundation of your career path, like right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, all these are so good. Like Chain Hang Low, my god, This Is Why I'm Hot, Pop Lock and Drop It, Walk It Out too. Oh my gosh, this was okay. So middle school, did you have a boyfriend?
I did.
These are all like middle school dance songs, or was your middle school pretty strict? You know?
No.
Oh, so you could this was just like
Right here,
everything.
right here, sound like that new bound. By the way, H-U-E-Y, boy, hits hit with it. Pop me. I'll call you a fool for this one. Toot that thing up, mommy, make it roll. Once you pop, pop.
Did you know the dance?
So I was
Sounds like a no.
a very shy child, and I didn't like dancing.
Which is crazy because you end up dancing later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is when I love the songs, but I couldn't dance to them.
Huh.
And people were making fun of me because I didn't know how to dance.
Would you dance to them alone, like in your house?
Yeah. So last night is when I got my first boyfriend.
Oh.
We dated for 4 days. I was 13.
And how did this go? Did you have a crush on him first, or did
He had a crush on me and I didn't like him.
how did I know that was gonna be the case? Like I knew that was gonna be it. I was like, I feel like she wasn't into it and then canceled it. It's canceled 4 days in.
He had a crush on me and I didn't like him for like a whole, like, I don't know, 6 months. And then I don't know what happened.
What's his name?
Jonathan.
What did
Yeah.
he look like?
He was tall, dark, and handsome. He played
Girl.
football.
Girl.
I was 13 years old. I remember hearing the song while we were dating for 4 days. And I was like, wow, this is, because I remember one time he called me and I didn't answer the phone.
You
it was at
caller
night.
ID because you can look because
Yeah.
they're not cell phone. Oh, did you have a cell phone?
I did have a cell phone.
Oh, and he called you on your cell phone.
Yeah. And in the lyrics of the song, it says, last night I couldn't even get an answer. So I was like, wow, this is exactly what just happened.
What a rude child. I just... Asia comes to California.
Asia comes to Cali, Long Beach specifically. So
you moved to Long Beach. How old
yes, I was 13
are you? Okay.
or 14, something like that.
That's a pretty hard age to move
Yeah.
and switch schools. Especially when you like establish yourself kind of in Houston for a while.
And I was there for the 8th grade. So everyone, I moved to high school, like everyone knew each other because they've been going to school forever. And
Yeah.
I didn't really know anyone, but they were like, I don't know. One thing I noticed though, and I'm probably gonna get dragged for this, but one thing I noticed that people in California are like way nicer than
Really?
people that live in Texas. Yeah.
Really?
It was yeah. I noticed a significant difference in like the way people treated me when I moved here.
Wow.
Yeah. And also I think it's important to recognize that when I lived in Houston, people only listened to hip hop. It was like a one genre city. Maybe it was just like the neighborhood that I lived in or like the school that I went to, but they only listened to hip hop when I lived. And that was like that was the first school that I went to that was predominantly Black Hispanic.
Oh, okay.
So everywhere else, like it was predominantly white or like predominantly Asian. But Houston was the first school that I went to that was like predominantly Black Hispanic. So everyone was listening to one genre. When I moved to Long Beach, it was so diverse, racially, ethnically, culturally diverse, and everyone was listening to different music all the time. So like Black people were listening to rock music, and I'd never seen that before. And you know,
yeah, 'cause I was gonna say, did you have a middle school emo like phase? But
yeah.
but it was so much rap in your school. Like, was
Yeah.
it more R&B focused, or was it like, were you into like the alternative?
When
Punk
I moved
bands.
here?
No, in Houston.
Oh no, in Houston it was just all hip hop.
Wow. So
I had no exposure to any other music.
Wow. What was like? So besides California Love, like what else really? Oh my God. Well, I mean, I think I'm just gonna answer it for you.
Such a polite Kelly.
So you're in middle school with this. Wow.
Yeah, and this is the first dance that I learned how to do.
Well,
Because I didn't learn,
so this was your first one.
I didn't know how to walk it out, I didn't know how to two-step, I didn't know how to pop, lock, and drop it,
But you
but I
could
knew
crank
how to crank that
Soulja
Soulja
Boy.
Boy. One of the first, I guess, recognitions of my self-image and the fact that I look different from everyone else is when I lived in the Philippines.
Oh.
Because I was like half Black.
Yeah.
And so I got made fun of a lot there for being like darker skinned, for having curly hair. So that
Really?
really hurt
Yeah.
there. So that was like one of the first realizations that I was like different and had like a really bad self-image. And then when I moved to Houston, it was kind of more of the same for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't I don't want to say they didn't like the fact, but I felt different because I was mixed. Because I was Black and Filipino. And mixed people who lived in Houston were usually Black or white or Black or Latino. There were no Asians at my school. There was 1.5 Asian, including myself, at my school.
Wow.
And so, I just feel like no one really understood me in any of those places that I lived. And so when I moved to Long Beach, I felt a little bit better because like my best friends were Asian. I had friends that were Asian who were Black that were white.
Yeah.
It was like a cultural.
It's like coming home, you know? Like,
Yeah.
And it was like your final resting place for your childhood, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's where you finished growing up, I guess.
Yeah. And so I felt like it kind of got better there for sure when I moved to Long Beach.
That's interesting about Houston.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, a last little question, like to kind of end that, is like, do you feel like it kind of pressured you to be more into like the rap music scene?
Yeah.
To like prove yourself
Yeah,
to people?
definitely. And I think that's what a lot of I know a lot of Black kids that grew up in the suburbs that have like a similar story to that.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, people who are mixed that have a similar story to that. Like they really wanted to show their Blackness by overcompensating and like really like getting into hip hop or whatever. And I think that's kind of what happened with me.
High school. Is Here in Your Arms high school or?
This was 8th grade.
Oh man, such a good song.
Yeah, and like there were Black people listening to the song, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like everyone listens to all types of music here. This is really awesome. Yeah.
That's really cool. So it's really inclusive, diverse. You feel like you can be yourself.
Yeah, I could listen to anything that I want, and no one would really judge me for it. That's how I felt living in Long Beach.
Okay, the show's playing.
Just gonna let it play for
the landing gears up. This is Tim Booty Wilson.
Booty Man by Tim Wilson.
They call it Booty.
I'm gonna need some receipts on this.
Look at that booty, show me the booty, give me the booty, I want the booty, back up the booty, I need the booty, I like the booty, oh what a booty, shaking that booty, I saw the booty, I want the booty, Lord what a booty, bring on the booty, give up the booty, loving the booty, round booty, down the booty, I want the
I almost don't even want to know. I just don't even want to know.
It's really not that interesting of a story. My best friend played it, and we were like, this is a hilarious song, so we just listened to it all the time. And it ended up being like really catchy, and we were like, we love this song. Tim Wilson is a comedian.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was your like favorite MySpace song? Like that was like your
No Air.
Oh, and that's the next one here. Oh,
This
man.
was on my MySpace for like the longest time.
I loved this song. I would literally pull up the lyrics and like listen to it and like read the lyrics and be like, I'm gonna memorize this. I'm gonna sing it someday.
So good.
Wow, Take a Bow, Kiss Me Through the Phone. Okay,
Computer.
Yes, I remember you playing this music.
I had my first kiss to the song.
Stop.
So this song came out in like 1986, and at our like 8th grade dance is when I had my boyfriend at the time. We went to the 8th grade dance, and the DJ was like, what? Like he was like somebody's
a dance.
Yeah, it was like somebody's uncle. Like he was the DJ, and he, like, you know, uncles are stuck in the 80s all the time, and so he played this song. This is the song that I had my first kiss to.
Did you initiate or did he?
It was kind of mutual.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like him, and then you were like, and then you were like, okay, maybe.
Well, it was
maybe,
like that.
Maybe that was
yeah.
it.
Never Would Have Made It was the song that they played at our 8th grade graduation.
Oh my God, this feels like a Long Beach.
It's a gospel song. And so they played at our 8th grade graduation because I guess they wanted to be like, I never would have made it without all of you guys. That's kind of what they tried to.
Why was 8th grade? Wait, but that didn't even matter anything to you because you were there for a year. So you were like, I don't know any of you people still. I don't care.
But I cried a lot. I was like, I'm gonna miss all of you guys. We're going to different high schools. Like, that's so sad.
Dude, I remember 8th grade. we call the continuation, like the most dramatic thing in the world. I remember I would sit and I was like, my life is changing. I'm going to high school.
Yeah, this was the transitional song of my...
Never would have made it.
Yeah. 808s and Heartbreak is my favorite Kanye album.
Really?
Yeah. And a lot of people like drag me for it, but it's the truth.
You know what? I respect it. I respect it. Like this style was really unique.
It was really unique, and I loved it.
And pleasant.
Yeah.
Even though there was like, it was like sad, but you could bop to it, which is like one of like my favorite types of songs, you know?
Yeah.
What was your favorite song on the album?
I would say either Coldest Winter or Streetlights.
Nice. The bops you can cry to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So was that kind of your form of like moody music, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is so good. Do you have a heartbreak? Do you have like an unrequited love?
My boyfriend broke up with me the day before our month anniversary.
Yeah. Why? What happened?
He just wasn't feeling it anymore, you know. And as a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, I was heartbroken. 30 days is a long time to be dating someone at 13.
30 days.
That's a
is
long
like
time.
4 years.
Yeah.
In teen time.
Yeah. We graduated together.
Wow. Oh, you thought. Wow.
Yeah.
You thought.
I thought it was gonna last forever. He's gonna watch this like, yeah, whatever.
He's like, what? Oh, what?
I hate this part right here. So this was when I was in the dance team.
This part
I was
is
in
he got
dance.
Okay,
drill
yeah,
team.
you finally joined dance. Like, how did you get into that?
I just auditioned for the team and I made it.
And why did you decide, like, were your friends doing it?
Yeah, my friends were like, hey, do you want to audition for this? And I was like, not really, but I'll go. And then they didn't make it, but I did. So there's that, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
Freshman.
Wow, so you did it all 4 years.
Yeah, all 4 years I was on the dance team.
And you went to like Hawaii for like a competition,
so
right?
this song was playing on my way to Hawaii.
Aww.
And while on our way to the airport, and I got a flat tire. And I was like, I hate this part right here. This song was playing as I had a flat.
You couldn't.
I thought the tire was stronger.
The air slipping through the tire.
Yeah.
That's poetic.
And then Taking Back My Love by Enrique Iglesias and Sierra, that was the song that they were performing at the halftime show when we were going to Hawaii. So I performed, if you guys don't know, I performed at the NFL Pro Bowl in Honolulu, Hawaii in 2008 and also 2012. But this is the song that they were performing the first time I was there. Sierra, Enrique.
Oh wow, Jai Ho.
Yeah, we did this for camp. We danced to this song for camp.
Wow. Can you?
Yeah, actually. We're running. I remember this whole dance. There's a level change, pirouette.
Wow, I
remember this whole thing.
Knows. And this isn't like the Pussycat Dolls.
No, this is
the real version.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeff Patel.
And this is the song that started my love for Dev Patel. This is the movie that did it.
You're a jerk. Wow, this is iconic. I couldn't really. How was the jerk though? Like
Everyone was jerking at my school.
I mean, everyone across the nation.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know how popular it was because this is an LA thing.
It was
so I wasn't.
popular.
Yeah, everyone was jerking.
Oh my god, teach me how to Dougie. This is one of my favorite songs ever made.
And this is when I was really comfortable with dancing, so I could like.
Oh wow, just flourishing well, yeah, like.
We did a dance.
Yeah. What a perfect time to be on dance too, when like all these dance. Oh my god.
Jeans skating, last framework. I got into my very first accident while that song was playing.
Last Friday night?
Yeah. A car hit me.
You have a lot of car troubles.
Yeah. I was 17, I think. I was still in high school.
And the song was playing.
And the song was playing.
Little songs narrating your car troubles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it Friday?
It was. Yeah. Tyga was the thing to listen to in high school. He's Vietnamese.
Okay, and black. Got it.
But I feel like people like to pretend they didn't like Tyga back then, but they're lying.
No, they were lying.
They were lying.
For sure lying. During Rack City and all this age,
Yeah.
and he was rightfully so great.
Yeah,
he was really good.
I didn't think it was until like around maybe the end part 2014 where people decided they didn't like him anymore. So Hot Shell Ray Tonight.
Yeah, I was like Hot Shell Ray. I saw that. I was like, what?
That's when I performed at the NFL Pro Bowl the second time. These were the two songs.
So this is like okay.
Yeah. It's time for me to quit. La la la. Whatever. La, la. It doesn't matter.
I let's say that I didn't like the song, but I loved it so much.
There's a party on the rooftop, top of the world tonight.
Holocene Bonnie Bear. That's dramatic. This is making me dramatic right now.
I did my first vlog in Hawaii.
Really?
When it wasn't, when vlogging wasn't really a
thing.
thing. And I used this song for a large part of it.
Oh, that's kind of, well, I guess was it your senior year where you like looking back and just like, oh. So, senior year, you're going off to college.
Yes.
And where were you heading to college?
So, I was accepted to a 4-year university. I was supposed to go to Cal State Long Beach. I got a D in math. A D+, sorry. So it was like very close to a C. I just want to put that out there. And I passed the entrance exam for math to go to the school, but because it was a D+, I couldn't go, so they revoked my admission.
When did you hear that?
In the summer, before.
Oh, so you already were like getting ready to like go.
Yeah. And then that happened, so that wasn't cool, but I went to a 2-year, what do they call it? A 2-year community college. I went to community college in Cerritos, and I was taking some classes. I hated college. Wow, I hated that place. But anyway,
because all of your friends were any of your friends there?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, no one was there that I really knew. But I took a film class, and I figured I realized I really like film production. I love creating stuff. I'm creating content. And so I was originally going to school for computer information systems because that's what I do best. Like I develop websites. So I was going to go into either like web development or IT or something like that. But after I took that film class, I was like, no, I want to be a filmmaker.
Wow.
And so I just continued taking that class. And then one of my classmates asked me to be an actor in one of their projects, and I was like, I actually really like being in front of the camera too. So I decided to drop out. I was like, there's really nothing for me here. I just want to create stuff and act.
And how long were you there until you dropped out? Like
2 semesters.
2 semesters. Okay. Wow. And so like, what were you kind of listening to during that point?
I was listening to all of this Kendrick Lamar. I loved, it's like a good mix of like really sad emo songs and like some hype songs, because you know.
A World Alone, Lord.
I loved Lord.
Yeah. You know, Summer Love by One Direction.
Gotta have that.
You gotta have
that. It's really important.
Poetic Justice, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. Novocaine for the Soul. Oh my God, Love Fool, the Cardigans. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love this song.
I had like a 90s rock phase when I dropped out.
That's great.
Yeah.
Getting back in touch with your roots, you know, like trying to figure out who you are again.
Because I actually never listened to this music when I was like younger.
Really?
So yeah, so these were all new discoveries for me.
So you left, you're starting to get into the entertainment industry, but like
a lot of doubts from parents, from people that I know, and so it was a really difficult part of my life.
Yeah.
So I was consuming a lot of content. I was consuming a lot of music, a lot of movies, TV shows, and trying to keep myself busy because I wasn't in school anymore.
Yeah. So like Lost in the World, Kanye, we got SZA. We've got old SZA in here. Like OG
that's my
SZA.
favorite. That's my favorite.
Julia by SZA.
I mean, I guess it's an EP, but that's like one of my favorite albums.
Wow. Oh yes, Aluna George. like really atmospheric, like
that's
immersive music.
This was my atmospheric part of my life. And then I went to Hawaii.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And that was like, it honestly changed my life, that trip.
Really?
I felt like I had a spiritual awakening on that trip.
And you stayed for a long time.
I was only there for a week. But it felt like forever.
I felt like you were gone for forever.
That's what it felt like. That's why it was like such a life-changing experience.
So what was it about it? And what song, like, fantasy?
All of the Coconut Water.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Frank
I'm gonna play
Ocean.
Coconut Water. This is such a great song. Coconut Water by Milk and Bone. Okay, so you're in Hawaii, living it up. What was about it? Because that was like right in the middle of, like, you're doing background work. 'Cause I remember we were both doing it. And
Yeah.
it was something.
I had like really no direction. I was kind of like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Nothing was really like catching on or whatever. So I went to Hawaii because my friend lived there. My best friend from high school lived there, and I just connected with the environment. I found out that I really loved hiking. I loved being outdoors because usually I would be like, no, I'm a city girl. I can't be in the jungles. But we went hiking in the jungles, and I loved it. I loved connecting with the environment there, and it was like a really eye-opening experience.
And that was one of the first like vlogs you really took a lot of. Yeah, I remember you when you like it was amazing. It was so beautifully shot. It was like one of the first ones where you like really spent a lot of like time and energy on it.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, when I was creating that vlog, I was like, I love stuff like this. This is what I want to do, and so I uploaded that to YouTube, and I figured I just want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so from there, to get back here, You're Not Good Enough, Blood Orange. Such a good song. So you're still kind of like in this pensive state of like figuring out what you want to do.
Transitional.
Yeah. And Pyramids, Frank Ocean. Oh my gosh, how have we not talked about Frank Ocean yet? Wow, iconic song. So walk me to Pyramids. Like Frank Ocean.
I feel like everyone. First of all, I love Frank Ocean. We were listening to his album.
First and foremost, these are Frank Ocean stands.
We were listening to his album when we were in Hawaii, like all the time. But Pyramids, I feel like is such a. I feel like there's so many messages in there. I feel like everyone perceives it differently, but this is one of my favorite songs. Yeah, especially that transition in the middle.
Oh my gosh, it's legendary. So you gain traction on YouTube, you like stay with it, and you're acting too, and like things really start picking up for you like within the last year and a half, I would say. How did that feel? And like how did that kind of change? I mean, of course it feels great. Yeah, and you had more direction in your life, you had purpose.
I had a purpose, and it afforded. The thing with acting is that you really have to wait for someone to hire you. Yeah. And I got really tired of that. Yeah. At that time I was doing it for like 2 years. Like a year and a couple months, and I was like, this is great and all, but I really have to be doing something, because I was literally just sitting at home not doing anything with no goals or anything. So after YouTube, like I started my YouTube channel, it afforded me so many opportunities and really gave me a platform to really create content that I was passionate about and that resonated with lots of people. And so YouTube is one of the best things that's ever happened to me, honestly.
So I feel like once you started getting more into YouTube, all of your music, like from me hanging out with you, turned into that really chill, like, this is something different. What is it? Is this like a good? This is
Korean trap music.
Negative chill. But anyways, like, okay, something like fantasy, I guess. Yeah. Like this, like these really like lush, atmospheric sounds, like to get work done. Like, is that what you kind of were drawn to after to like be productive, I guess, at home?
Because you can't listen to like trap music while you're editing a video. No. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, you can't really do that. Yeah. But speaking of trap music, Zico.
Yeah.
You were in Zico's music video.
Yeah.
I was as well, as an extra, but you were the featured model in this. So how did you?
I have a friend from Korea who is a photographer, and he was coming to LA with this artist named Zico, and he was like, "Do you want to be in this music video?" And I was like, "Sure." So I was in that.
Oh man!
And it opened up a wormhole.
You really tumbled and fell in it.
Yeah, there was a really long period of time in my life where I went through a Korean music phase, and
Here's another boys and girls.
And
You
it's
go
so-
Babylon. You were in a Babylon music video also.
Yeah.
Resident K-pop video vixen.
The funny thing is, it's not even K-pop. It's
It was
it's
like it's-
R&B and like
Yeah.
rap music.
Did you figure out some stuff about yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Trends in your life, I guess?
Oh, absolutely. Because every place that I've lived in, people were listening to different music, and so it was kind of fun, I guess, to recognize that change of culture through the music that I was putting in the playlist. So that was kind of